year ago.
I think we got it dialed in. We're going to put it on them, and we're going to set a new record this weekend.
Tim Sebold of the Bud Light team has gone into overtime, pushing himself and his team to get things right if he's going to have any chance at this year's title with continuous design changes. Is this enough to move him to the front?
We made a change to the Bud Light boat for more top speed, and I think we're ready to win.
Flying stealth-like, and now a player for the championship in third place in the title chase is veteran Lynn Simberger. Racing in his home state this weekend, is he confident enough to use this as a springboard to his first ever Champboat victory?
You know, we've won here before. This is the kind of course that we like, long straightaways, tight turns. You know, we really got our hopes up.
So drivers from throughout North America have come to the outskirts of Chicagoland to begin the second half of this 5-month battle for the Champboat title. For some, they're on a record-breaking season. While for others, well, they don't want to hear about it. But however you play it out, the 5th round of the 2006 Champboat Grand Prix Series and the Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix is ready to zip its way to a memorable day of racing next. From the banks of the Kankakee River here in central Illinois, it's round number 5 of the 2006 Champboat Grand Prix Series, the Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix. Hi everybody, I'm Steve Michael along with my partner Bill Sebold, the winningest driver in this sport. And today on a hot summer afternoon, we got 3 drivers who are battling for a win here on this championship. And yes, today, the man on the pole, Sean Torrente, the young rookie from Miami, looks strong.
He's looked strong. He's looked strong at every race this year, you know, and they had a heck of a race yesterday in the heat races with Terry Rinker. Came up from behind and passed Terry, so Sean is going to be very strong in this race.
Yeah, you mentioned Terry Rinker, another Floridian, and he's won 4 straight races. He's won more in any year except for you.
Well, he's going for a record. You know, records are made to be broken, and Terry's going for it, and he's had a great year. He's had no bad luck, you know, and luck has got a lot to do with it.
Native Illinois driver Chris Fairchild, he had the pole here a year ago. He looked strong yesterday also.
Yes, he did. Chris lives about 50 miles from here. You know, he'd love to win it. It's his hometown event. Hometown events are tough to win, I know that. But Chris led here last year, and he's got a great shot at it.
Some great stories. We'll bring you all the action. The boats are heading to the water. We'll start things Kankakee River here in central Illinois for the 5th round of the 2006 Champboat Grand Prix Series. And before we get down to the racing action, let's take a moment and give you the flavor of the Chicagoland area in a video postcard. A driver from Illinois who has all of a sudden starting to get his groove into the season is veteran Lynn Simberger. We had a chance to spend a few moments with this driver from nearby Elza and ask him about his progress so far this season.
I like to think that we run as hard as we can all the time, but it does seem like we're pushing harder here at Kankakee and trying harder and maybe staying on the up button a little longer. We're working a little harder on some of our testing and acceleration, and we can find that one more edge. Yeah, we've won 3 national championships here. In the mid-90s, won SST 140. I've won Champ and Mod U. You know, never as a series race, never as a Champ Boat series. My dad started racing in the early 60s. He had been raced for about 15 years or so, and then I took over for a few years. Dad and I raced together. I remember one year we raced, we only had 1 prop between us. We had 2 props, but only one of them would work good. So in between the 85 horse class that I run and the 150 horse class he run, we'd have to swap propellers so we could race. We're 3rd right now. I want to stay there. I'd really like to get in the top 3 in points this year. It's like to be grateful to my sponsor, Famous Craft Boats, and John Rinker has stood behind me several years, and if we could get up there on the top 3 in points, I think it'd make John proud. It's been a long one. I try not to think about when it's over, but I guess I'm going to have to. I don't know. I've had some good races, had some good times. A lot of it really is the camaraderie of the other people. That, you know, it's not just drivers, but everybody, the whole family of boat racing. I think I'll remember that more than the wins and the good races and all that.
It's taken 2 days of heat racing and qualifying to set up the starting lineup for today's race. Let's take a look at the top 5 and who will take pole position. Last year was Chris Fairchild. Can he do it again for a second straight year here at the Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix? Starting 5th will be Tim Siebold out of St. Louis, Missouri, second in the championship, driving the Bud Light machine. Starting in the 4th position will be Brian Norman, the rookie from Louisiana, coming over from offshore powerboat racing. Starting in the 3rd position will be Chris Fairchild, the native Illinois driver who a year ago had the pole. He's driving the Hooters machine.
This is my hometown crowd, all my friends and family here. If we won here, we've done it twice before and we've come close 2 other times, but never seem to put it together. But another win here would be fantastic.
Starting 2nd and only missing pole position for the 2nd time this year is the points leader, Terry Rinker from Tampa, Florida.
Second place has been good to us. You know, you can beat them to the first turn, so we're going to get that Amsoil Rinker boat steaming off the dock. I think we can get them down there. If not, you know, we got 50 laps. We can reel them in. We're definitely going to stay close.
And the man on the pole will be the rookie from Miami, Florida, Sean Torrente. Driving for California Gold, he did a 31.24.
Yeah, the heat races went really well. We were disappointed in the time trial, but we made it happen in the heat race.
And of course, for you tomorrow, it's important to pick up that first win. You're still hanging in there, and Rookie of the Year is still up for grabs.
Yeah, you know, we've been on the doorstep a few times, and tomorrow may be the day.
Here's the remainder of the field for today's Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix. Starting in the 6th spot will be Illinois native Lynn Simberger. In the 7th position will be the driver from Syracuse, New York, Wyatt Nelson. In the 8th position will be Randy Rinker from Syracuse, Indiana. In the 9th spot will be Jeff Shepard, the driver from Tennessee, driving the Hooters machine. In the 10th spot will be the Canadian driver, Brian Benton from Toronto. In the 11th spot will be Matt Saddle from Wildwood, Missouri. And the 12th spot will be Steve Attard, the rookie from Ontario, Canada. Here's your top 10 drivers for today's Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix. Terry Rinker's had it all his own way this season, so we decided to have some fun by first asking him and then his fellow drivers if he could set the record by winning 5 in a row this weekend. Can Terry Rinker win 5 in a row and break the record?
Oh, absolutely. I'm sure that Rinker Amsoil team is going to be happy as can be after we do the 5 in a row.
Let's find out from other drivers.
All right.
Can Terry Rinker win 5 in a row and break the all-time record here in Kankakee?
Yes, I think he can. I think Terry's done really well this year. He's very consistent with his racing and his team, and I don't think anyone's going to beat him this year.
I think Terry can do very well here, definitely. I think he's got it under control. He's the one to beat.
I think he can, absolutely. You know, he's got some great engines this year, and he's flying.
Hey, guys, let me interrupt you. Can Terry Rinker win 5 in a row and break your all-time record?
It's looking good for him.
What do you think, Brian Norman?
It ain't gonna happen. My man's gonna pull it off. If he don't, I will. One of us will.
No problem. He's doing good. He's been running good, and it's in the cards. He is going to be there.
Can Terry Rinker break the record and win 5 in a row?
Gee, I hope not.
He's got a yellow boat. I think the green boat's going to win tomorrow.
He's going to be tough to beat. He's on top of his game. Looks like he's been doing his homework, so these guys better pack a lunch.
It looks like it might be up to Sean Torrente and a few others, but he's looking good, and but Sean's looking awful good as well.
Sean, can Terry Rinker break the record and win 5 in a row?
That's a dumbass question.
Sure would be battling the odds if he did. And there's a couple of us that would like to stop that too.
I don't think so. He's got his head on too tight, and he's wrapped up in himself, and he doesn't have the secret weapon, Twinkie power.
Well, the drivers are ready, and so are the crews. We're set to go racing. We'll come back to the Kankakee River when we return right after this timeout. A stop of the 2006 Champboat Grand Prix Series, as thousands of fans from throughout central and northern Illinois have come here to watch these racers put on a show. There's Wyatt Nelson's crew getting ready, changing props. Tim Siebold second in the championship. Brian Norman would love to win today, as would this man Chris Fairchild. And there's Terry Rinker, your points leader. Let's take a look at the points overall coming into this race this afternoon. Very close between 3 through 8. A lot of drivers still with a chance to finish in the top 3. The top 3 drivers still with an excellent opportunity to win the overall championship. Here's the qualifying order, the top 10 drivers. And you can see that Sean Torrente has his second pole position of 2006. He would just love to come away with a victory. He hasn't won since Cincinnati of 2005. Seconds before the start, we're right in the start dock. We hold our breath. All eyes glued in the official starter, and they're away. And as they start off from the dock, you can see that the yellow boat of Terry Rinker pushing hard, trying to go side by side as he airs that boat out, gathers it back up, but Sean Torrente comes through the commitment buoy, and they start the tour 50 laps around here this afternoon. And Sean Torrente, who had the pole, immediately jumps off to a 5-boat length lead out in clear water. Now on board with Terry Rinker in his battle for first place, sitting in second. As he goes down the back straightaway, you can see Sean Torrente right in front of him. Let's see what he does as he goes through turns number 3 and 4. Rinker to the outside, now slides to the inside. Oh my, he wants to take the inside groove and try to push Torrente to the outside. But Sean really has a good margin now. He's built up over 2 seconds over Terry Rinker as he goes through turns number 3 and 4. There's Rinker in the yellow boat in second, then Chris Fairchild in third, then Tim Siebold in fourth, Brian Norman in fifth, and then Wyatt Nelson from Syracuse, New York, back in the 6th position. So as we watch our leader coming out of turns number 3 and 4, airs the boat out. Rinker going way wide. Looked like he got a bit lost there. Lost some ground to the leader, Sean Torrente. And now Torrente is really turning up the heat. He's a good 15 boat lengths out in front. And he's got about a 5-second cushion now on second place, Terry Rinker. As we watch a great battle going on for 5th place. Wyatt Nelson on your right. Brian Norman, the rookie out of Louisiana, trying to close up. As they work their way around the corner, there is Wyatt Nelson in a beautiful DAC boat built out of Como, Italy by Guido Cappellini. That boat just loves this water, and he's had some great success with it. And a lovely paint scheme. This man is an architect, and why not? The boat looks great. As he comes out of turns number 3 and 4. There we can see Wyatt Nelson right behind him. As Brian Norman trying to close up. As you can see how difficult it is here in the late afternoon as the drivers run through the spray in the slowly setting sun. But right now it's no problem for the Gary L. Barton Corporation, the sponsorship for that man, Sean Torrente, as he comes out of that corner 3 and 4, airs the boat out again. That Grand Prix boat built out of Los Angeles looks like it's perfectly suited for the water here on the Kankakee River. And as Sean Torrente slides out of turns number 3 and 4, accelerates away. He has worked his way around some of the back markers, but right now it is clear sailing. Speeds of 130 to 135 miles an hour. As Terry Rinker, who has won every race so far this year, is going for his 5th straight, has to be struggling and scratching his head. What can I do to get some speed back? As we go back on board with him, as he moves up onto his brother Randy Rinker in a canoe boat that Terry ran a few years ago when he won his first national championship back in 2003. There you can see the Rinker brothers side by side, and Terry on the left starting to make a move as he works his way around his older brother who lives in Indiana. And now you can see the 2 bright yellow boats, and look at the speed difference that Terry has in that Lee Craft hull out of Alabama as he accelerates his way down the back stretch. Now Rinker coming up on some other back markers. Looks like Jeff Shepard out of Woodlawn, Tennessee. He gets to the inside of him, comes out of the corner, continues to be about a third of a lap behind the leader. Here's Tim Siebold now on board with a driver from St. Louis as we watch him go down the back stretch. Tim Siebold still struggling a bit. He was hoping maybe this weekend he could get his magic back, but he hasn't been able to do it here on the Kankakee River this afternoon. Siebold sitting in 4th, needs to move up another spot to even make it to the podium. He is struggling in his hopes of winning his 5th national championship. He's 2nd in points, but right now on the water, he is not having the day he was hoping for. Tim Siebold in a boat that he built himself. This is the 2006 Siebold hull. Of course, the family known for building race boats for the last 30 years. As we watch the traffic now, Sean Torrente trying to tiptoe his way around. Jeff Shepard gets by him. Now continues to knife his way around some of the slower back markers that have seemed to hinder his progress a little bit, because it looks like Terry Rinker's closed the gap a little bit more. So 15 laps gone. We're 30% through this race, and Sean Torrente continues the lead. We'll come back to the Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix when we return right after this timeout. Grand Prix, stop number 5 of the 2006 Champboat Grand Prix Series. I'm Steve Michael with you, bringing you all the action. We hope you're enjoying today's racing activity as we are watching our leader, Sean Torrente, the rookie out of Miami, Florida, looking for his first victory of 2006. This driver has been an unbelievable talent that has worked his way up into the #1 classification of powerboat racing anywhere in the world here as he races these champ boats. And today he has got about a good 15 boat length lead on this man, Terry Rinker, who's out of Tampa, Florida, and who has won every race so far this year, but he is in dire straits of losing that winning streak as Sean Torrente is having it all his own way. He looks strong. And as we watch the driver back in third place, that's Chris Fairchild, who qualified second. He's drifted back just a bit, but he is still very much in the hunt for the win this afternoon. He has not won since Toledo of 2004, so he would like to shake the bad luck and come up with a victory today. So the Illinois driver continues to pound his way around this course. Oh no, we've lost Sean Torrente, our leader. Here on lap 22, the boat has gone silent. He is drifting toward the start dock, and it looks like his day is over. You can see the frustration in the face of this 28-year-old driver out of Miami as something has gone drastically wrong with that boat, and it has handed the lead over to Terry Rinker. And Terry Rinker has had some tremendous luck this afternoon, and he now moves into first place. And now we can very much talk about him getting a chance to set the all-time mark for wins in a season with 5. But chasing him is this man, Chris Fairchild. He's about 6 seconds back as he works his way around some back markers. And a good battle going on now with him and third place, Tim Siebold, as Tim Siebold has closed up on the back straightaway. We get a chance to see the Bud Light driver out of St. Louis, Missouri, Tim Siebold. Lynn Simberger right alongside out of Elza, Illinois. He's in the top 5. And Tim Siebold pushing to try to move himself farther forward of the driver out of this state of Illinois. But there's the man in second place, Chris Fairchild. And he continues in hot pursuit of Terry Rinker. But the man moving up quickly is Tim Siebold, and he needs to get on the podium and continue his point run as we're down to 2 more races after this to cap off the 2006 season. And Tim Siebold right now needs some luck himself. So as we watch the boats fly down the race course, you have a chance to see the difference between second and third. Chris Fairchild, tough place right there in turns number 3 and 4 to see as the sun continues to set lower in the sky, and it becomes a real problem for the drivers. There's a good vantage point. You can see how the glistening sun is hitting on the water droplets. Go to the last lap, and Terry Rinker has got a tremendous lead over Chris Fairchild. Rinker has got an opportunity to solidify his 5th win in a row. We're about ready to find out. Just a half a lap to go. One last time as he reaches speeds of 130 miles an hour. He looks up into the setting sun, drops the hammer, going down the back stretch as he heads into turn number 3. 2 more turns. Terry Rinker puts the brakes on. Turns out of turn number 4, airs that boat out, and comes and crosses the start-finish line. And Terry Rinker has won for the 5th time in a row in 2006. And with this victory this afternoon, get him a step closer to back-to-back championships and solidify his 3rd career championship here in 2006. Back to talk with the top 3 drivers who made the podium from the Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix right after this. Goodbye. The all-new Rudy Revolution Sports Energy Drink. And by Amsoil, first in synthetics. And by Mercury Racing, where the race never stops. The Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix has come to an end, and Terry Rinker has picked up his 5th straight victory of the season. Brendan Power, his engine builder, hops on, as does his son. Let's find out what happened to Sean Torrente.
Oh, the boat ran great. It handled good. It was fast. We were leaving them, but I felt the motor start going soft, and then thought maybe it was just my mind. We weren't getting good drive, and it wasn't. It stuck number 6. So it's the way it goes. That's been our year.
As we take a look at the top 10, Tim Siebold needed a podium finish. He got it. Let's hear from the man who finished in 3rd place.
Well, it didn't quite work out how we planned it, but we had a problem with our main boat, which we had changed for this race. So we had to go out to our backup boat. And then this morning, you know, I took a chance. I put our qualifying prop on because I wanted some top end. You know, we definitely had the top end, but it's hard to work your way through traffic.
And as Terry Rinker continues his victory lap, let's go down and join the man who finished in 2nd place, Chris Fairchild.
It was a good race for us today. We certainly weren't the fastest boat of the weekend, and we've been struggling all year, but we had enough speed to get it done today.
So here are the official results as we take a look at all the drivers who raced this afternoon. Let's hear from our winner, Terry Rinker.
Can't say enough about my crew and my sponsors, and I mean, we've just been working so hard to get to this level, and it's just hard to believe we're there. We got everything dialed in. I mean, the Lee Craft boat and Brendan Power, his motors he's building us, Amsoil, the great lubricants they're giving us, and Rinker Boat Company, all the sponsorship they're helping us with. Hey, it's all coming together for us.
With 2 races to go in the championship, just 27 points right now separating 5th from 3rd. A great 3-boat battle for the top 3. As we can see the award ceremony begin here at the Greater Chicagoland Grand Prix. It was a wonderful day, and we salute the Rudy's Revolution Hard Charger Award. It goes to Brian Benton out of Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Started 10th, and he finished 6th this afternoon. So it's been a wonderful day of racing. For Bill Siebold, I'm Steve Michael saying thanks for stopping by, and we are heading off to Hartford, Connecticut for round number 6. So long from Central Illinois.